And I would just get frustrated and overreact to those comments just because of my state at that time, I guess. Probably deep down because I knew it wasn't right and I knew she was right.
You referenced your wife, Abby, with
Yep.
me before we hit record here. What was she saying to you about this very noticeable weight gain over those years?
Yeah, I think she mentioned a thing or two. She unfortunately was tiptoeing around a lot of those conversations because I would overreact if she would bring something up around my drinking or my this or that. I would have an overreaction to it. She was unfortunately tiptoeing around those conversations, having them whenever she felt like she could. But she definitely is one of the main reasons that I started to make this change. Her and my two little ones. So I am just forever grateful for her for continuing to push me and bring that up to me.
May I ask you to elaborate a little on how she would try to broach the subject with you? Like, what would she say? And then, can you give us an example of, in more specificity, if you would, on how you would react? And I think this is an interesting question, and I'm interested in your answer because this is a very common thing that happens with spouses who are married or partnered with someone who either is drinking too much
Yeah.
or is letting themselves slide or drift. How does someone, really broach the subject without the partner reacting as opposed to responding? And it seems like you're suggesting that you did react as opposed to respond. So if I just ask the question, how would she broach the subject and then how did you react?
Yeah, so I'll give you a couple small examples and then maybe we can go, a little larger after that. But just specific things like out to dinner and I would order my third glass of wine and she'd make a comment like, "Do you really need that? Like, or what do we like? Why do you need that?" And I would say, "Oh, it's Friday," or "Oh, it's been a rough week," or just this is. I would say this is normal. This is just let me be. It's fine. Um, but that's a specific situation where you could say that in every scenario, right? Like out at a party or coming home from something like a dinner and then pouring a drink after that. It's like, really, what's the point? Um, and I would just get frustrated and overreact to those comments just because of my state at that time, I guess. And probably deep down because I knew it wasn't right and I knew she was right. Um, so yeah, that's what comes to mind with it. But it is, I see it now that I'm where I am with other couples, and you can see people, they don't want to approach it. It is hard for people to ask those questions or to really push someone in a direction because ultimately that person has to want to do something and make a change.
Was it Abby's questioning that led you to book a call with our organization, Alcohol Free Lifestyle, as far back as 2021? Or was it something that you decided you were going to do yourself without her probing, without her questioning, without her seemingly disapproval?
No, she definitely helped get me there. It was one conversation that multiple conversations, but one in particular that stands out that I knew it was time for me to just make some changes and um, I just looked online at something that could potentially help me and found your program. So
Mm. Is there something specifically that she said in that conversation that really did get you moving into action and booking the call?
well, she actually so it was after a weekend or I yeah, it was after a weekend and I kind of went out and partied a little too much. And
With her or without her?
no, without her. I was
Like with
gone
some
for the
friends or
yeah, I was gone for the weekend. Um with friends. And yeah, she actually called my parents and talked to them about it, which I was not happy with. But nothing but love and respect for Abby and my parents. So when all three of them sat down with me and said, "Hey, we whatever the whatever this is, we just want you to figure it out. Whether it is a problem, quote, or we want you to get healthier. We want you to be the best version of yourself. And having that conversation, I was like, yep, I agree.
Was that almost like what they call an intervention?
Yeah. Yeah. You could say an intervention of sorts. Yeah.
Did you walk in and they were sitting on the sofa facing you and go, sit down?
No, it wasn't quite like that, but close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and it's whenever your loved, the people you love the most are saying, "Hey, we're seeing that this is not you," from a habits, character perspective, because I wasn't always being honest, with Abby and others. So
Mm.
uh, we know that's not who you are. Something's got to change.
Mm.